If you're looking to use AI to build a business, make money, and buy back your time, this is probably going to be the most important video you'll watch all year. And not because I'm trying to hype you up or sell you some sort of secret formula, but because most people that are trying to build an agency are failing not because they're not smart enough, but because there's so much information out there that they get overwhelmed. So in this video, I want to take a step back and slow everything down so you have a clear roadmap on how you could go about building your AI automation you see in 2026 without hiding behind tools or courses. This isn't about being perfect, it's about getting up and running. If you're new here, I want to be very clear on who I am and who I'm not, just so that there's no misconceptions at all. I'm not here to flex flashy numbers or to show you a Lamborghini. I'm just a regular guy who's building an AI automation agency from scratch in public while being full-time in school. I saw my first client in just 60 days of launching my agency, coming from absolutely zero technical background, so I have a pretty good grasp on what it takes to succeed in this space. I don't have a super polished backstory, but that's honestly intentional because I understand a lot of people who are viewing this video are in the same place that I'm at, and my goal of this channel is to build alongside everyone and to also give motivation to people that are just starting out. The biggest problem that I see in the AI automation agency space right now isn't competition, it isn't saturation, it's simply information overload. Every single day there's new tools, new frameworks, and new best offers, but because of this, everything feels so important that nothing gets done. So people do what feels productive, they watch, they research, they even get quite knowledgeable on the subject, but they don't do what really matters, which is getting out and talking to real businesses. Something that took me way too long to internalize is that all the information that you need to really be successful in this space is honestly just out there for free. The gap is not information, it's execution. What most don't realize is that execution requires you to do something that most people don't want to do at all costs, which is have real conversations with real business owners. This is where the real confidence actually comes from, not from knowing everything, not from watching every video, but from taking imperfect action daily. One of the biggest mindset shifts that you need to have is that businesses don't give a shit about AI. It sounds crazy to say, but they don't wake up thinking about large language models or new shiny end-to-end templates. They care about real outcomes that you can provide. They want fewer missed calls, faster follow-ups, more booked jobs. AI is simply the mechanism you're using to get them there. This is especially true for service-based businesses like pool remodelers, home renovators, tradesmen, and everything that falls under that umbrella. These people are just busy, they're on job sites, they're understaffed, and they're just juggling a lot. Every missed call is lost revenue, and every slow response is a chance for the prospect to go to your competitor. This is the pain point that you need to focus on. For me personally, cold calling gives you immediate feedback and enables you to validate your offer very quickly. For me, by far the most receptive niches have been surprise, service-based businesses. When you first start and try and sell AI, they don't really care. But if you say something like this, we've built you a missed call recovery system that enables you to make anywhere from $10,000 to $20,000 per month without having to pour a single dollar back into lead generation. That's the difference between selling the technology and selling an outcome. At this point, builders tend to split into two paths, and this has nothing to do with technical skill. Path one looks productive. You keep learning, you keep studying, and you keep refining your stack. You tell yourself, I'll start selling when I feel ready. But you never talk to businesses. Path two is uncomfortable at first. You learn just enough to build something useful, but you start conversations immediately. You get the feedback, you adjust, and you improve. Both paths honestly feel productive in the moment, but only one leads you to revenue quicker. Most builders aren't failing because they're incapable. They're failing because they never cross the line from preparation to execution. If you're brand new, here's something that might surprise you. You don't have to start off with some insane AI system. One of the easiest entry points is building websites for businesses that either don't have one or have very outdated websites. And before you roll your eyes, hear me out. Websites are a low barrier offer. They're easy to explain, fast to deliver, and more importantly, they give you a reason to talk to business owners. The website oftentimes isn't the end product. Once you're in the door, you can start layering value. Missed call recovery, after hours reception, lead capture, just any basic automation. But you don't get there if you don't make that conscious decision to make yourself uncomfortable and just start. If you only had 2 hours a day to work on this, here's what I'd recommend. For the first 3 days, focus on learning the basics and building one clean demo. It doesn't need to be perfect, it just needs to be functional. The whole point of this initial phase is to get very comfortable being able to explain one product and one service without stumbling or rambling. And for the next 4 days, shift your attention entirely to conversations. This is where most people mess up because they never make that conscious effort. And I know it can be scary at times, but selling early doesn't make you dishonest, it makes you informed. And if you can't stand the idea of cold calling at all, no matter what you do, here's a simple leverage play that you can do to get some dials in. Simply just outsource the dialing. Pay someone on Fiverr or any sort of freelancing platform to make these calls for you. Just handle the warm callbacks and all of the discovery calls. You don't need to be fearless necessarily, you just need to do the volume. The more you do it, the more comfortable you'll get with it, and that's all that matters. At the end of the day, I genuinely believe that a majority of people have all the information accessible to them to be successful in this space, but they're lacking one thing, and that's courage. The courage to be comfortable with being uncomfortable. And contrary to popular belief, no amount of courses will solve this for you. If you want to see what it's like to truly build an agency from the ground up, click the first link in my description to subscribe to my free weekly newsletter. If this video helped you in any sort of way, all I ask is that you hit the subscribe button and tune in next week.